This video covers the first part of 1.7. We're going to solve absolute value equations. So, if you recall, the absolute value of a number, say we took the absolute value of 9. And the absolute value is with the two straight lines. Sorry, this looks like a kid handwriting. So the absolute value of 9 would be how far 9 is away from 0. So on the number line, here's 0, there's 9, and you see that it's 9 away. 9 is a distance. Absolute value is a distance, so it's always a positive number. Negative 9 is also 9 away, so the absolute value of negative 9 is equal to 9. Okay, so absolute value is a distance from 0, so that means it's always a positive number. So when we look at solving an equation with an absolute value, so suppose we have the absolute value of x equals 5. Well, remember on our number line, we'd be looking at what numbers are 5 away from 0, and well, that's going to be either 5 or negative 5. Either one would work. So every time we have an equation with an absolute value, we're going to get two answers. So my solution set is negative 5 and 5. So I would write my answer like that. Now, that's pretty simple when we look at it like that, but what if it were a little bit more going on in there? Suppose it were x plus 2, absolute value is equal to 4. Well, what that means is whatever is inside the absolute value either has to equal 4 or negative 4. So we still have those two equations. We have x plus 2 equals 4. 4, and that is not a negative 4. I don't know why I put that little number there, that little line there. Yeah. 4 or x plus 2 equals negative 4. And that's really a good way to do it, is just take what's inside the absolute value and set it equal to the other number, and also set it equal to the opposite of the other number. Okay, so this or means it can be either one, and we'll talk some more about or when we do the second part. Alright, suppose we have the absolute value, one that would be a little hard to do in your head, might be like 2x plus 5, absolute value equals 7. Okay, so remember this part in here, this part inside the absolute value, that's the part that has to equal 7 or negative 7, right? So we can break it up into two parts, and that's really the key to solving absolute value, is you get two equations. One's equal to 7 and one's equal to negative 7. Because either way, if I put negative 7 inside there and took the absolute value, I would get 7. Okay, so we'll just solve each of these. Holy cow, I don't know why it's not writing. 2 divided by 2, and we get x equals 1. And when I do this side, I get negative 12 here I get x equals -6. Okay, so these are my two answers, right? And I would write my answer as the solution set. And most generally we would write them in order, left to right on the number line. That's not always the case. It's not a hard and true rule. Alright, suppose we have something even a little bit more. Okay. Suppose I have another number here. Right, so I have this +2, and in the past we were looking at that absolute value and knowing that the inside had to be equal to the other number, right? But now I have these two other numbers and it's not in the right form for me to just go to the place where to start splitting it up into two, right? Get rid of the absolute value. It's not there yet. So we have to get this absolute value right here by itself before we can do that. So in order to get it by itself, we'll subtract 2 from both sides. So now I have the absolute value of 3x plus 2 equals 3. Now I'm ready. When I have the absolute value by itself equal to a number, I can break it into two equations. So I'm always just going to take that equation, it's equal to that very number over there, that 3, or that same equation equal to -3. And then I can solve. So 1/3 with that one, and -5/3. So that would be the set with -5/3 and 1/3. And that would be my answer. Okay, so here is the quiz question for 1.7a. Write it down, figure it out, and enter it into the into Canvas. On all these quiz questions, since we're doing them all in interval, well, this one won't be an interval notation, it'll be in set notation. But it's not necessarily easy to enter infinity and things like that. So I've told you on the quiz what to enter for that. So it should work out that you can enter all of these different questions for the quiz.